Hello, team, and welcome back to another Two Fat Brokers podcast. I am Barney from Dubai.
Ben from Abu Dhabi.
And actually, I think, you and I have lost a bit of timber. Should we rebrand?
I don't think we've lost enough.
Still fat.
Still fat.
Okay, next week, maybe.
Once you've had fat,
you never go back.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Today, we are going to be talking about something that may be a bit controversial. We're going to be talking about overrated and underrated areas of both Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And
Yes.
I would like to caveat all of this by saying at the very top of my list is Ras Al Khaimah. But
As underrated?
as overrated. I don't. It's a casino. Get over it.
We've done a whole podcast on
We have.
that
Maybe
episode.
if they start to build lots of other infrastructure and lots of other meaningful things there, which I'm sure they're going to do. But right now, if you're buying an apartment in Ras Al Khaimah because there's a casino going, you are off your rocker, as far as I'm concerned.
Because Dubai's getting a casino, Abu Dhabi's getting a casino.
You get a casino, you get a casino, you get a
Everybody.
casino. We all get casinos.
Yeah.
So that's my top of the list. What about you, Ben?
What can I do underrated first?
Mais oui, bien sûr.
So I would say underrated and super unloved, and I'm pretty biased about this.
Reef Villas.
Reef. Al Reef 1. Al Reef 1. So, it's for those of you who don't know, so it's a villa and apartment community by Abu Dhabi Airport, and it is freehold. It's not freehold actually. It's still usufruct. So that's also usufruct. 99 year lease.
What did you just call me?
Still 99 year lease. It's cheap. You get a 2-bed there for like 1.2, 1.3 million.
Close to Dubai, which obviously makes it good.
2-bed townhouse. It's not close to Dubai. Still close to Abu Dhabi. And it is super unloved. It's not particularly beautiful, but it's a very, very good place to live. It's a very good option. It's a reasonable investment option, and it is the only place in Abu Dhabi that hasn't gone up in value yet. So it's my new hot tip for going up in value in Abu Dhabi.
Or you just
Everywhere
bought a
else
house
has
in the
gone
wrong
up.
place.
Well, yeah. Says the man who bought his house in 2015, right at the top of the market. It's my new hot tip for capital appreciation in Abu Dhabi, Al Reef 1, but it's super unloved. A lot of people don't like it. I live there,
Why don't they like it? What's wrong with it? Why is it?
It's quite cramped. Everything is a townhouse. There's no villas there.
Okay.
Everything's a townhouse, so it's quite cramped.
Lots of South Africans living there.
Lots of South Africans.
Bit of an issue.
Yeah, including my wife and children, who are also South Africans.
Half
Half South African. Well, my wife's definitely 100% South
I
African.
love your children a little less if they're going to be South African.
Yeah, don't ask them what nationality they are.
I have. It just disappoints me every time, Ben. Poor parenting.
Yeah, true. It's pretty cramped. High density. There's there is a shops area, but it's not that great. But the gyms there are, they're okay. It's getting a bit old now. It's probably about 15 years old, some of it.
Stop there.
Yeah, and I mean that's why it's unloved. But it is, in terms of bang for your buck, in terms of what you get for what you pay, I think it's the best place in Abu Dhabi.
Shoot for the overrated, or shall I do my underrated?
You do your underrated.
I didn't realise we were allowed to use our own communities.
I think JVT is underrated. Well, I mean,
I was going to go for Victory Heights, to be honest with you. Victory Heights is where I first started selling houses 16 years ago in Dubai. And the only developed area was Carmen, which is like the central village. Everything else was just land. It was just empty plots of land. And I just see, in terms of its location, in terms of the community, the community manager there needs to get an award. Like, it's so well manicured. The streets are wide. You've kids playing in the streets. It's got the golf club, the Els Club, which is a really good golf club. It has really nice F&B. It's a really nice community feel when you go there. And I feel like, when you look across the road at Jumeirah Golf Estates, which is similar, but the prices of Jumeirah Golf Estates are higher on a price per square foot than Victory Heights for like, right? The only difference is with Jumeirah Golf Estates, you can drive your buggy around because they're private roads, whereas I think with Victory Heights, they're RTA roads, so you can't drive a golf buggy. But now you've mentioned you're allowed to use your own area. I plumbed for JVT. I bought there 11 years ago.
Beautiful house.
From the
Massive
day I
plot.
bought it, it wasn't worth what I paid for it until about 2020. Now it's worth about 3 times what I paid for it. But, point being, right, whenever you're buying something to live in or to invest in, the thing that you're really buying is the land. Anything that sits on your land is a depreciating asset in as much as that it will cost you maintain. It is only getting older, and at one point it will fall down and you have to rebuild it, right? So the location is key. Now, the average plot size, I think, in JVT for a 2-bedroom house, they sit on 6,500 to 7,000 square feet pieces of land for a 2-bedroom house. Huge plots of land. And for me to get to the airport in the morning, 35 minutes to Emirates Terminal 3. For me to get to the marina, obviously depending on traffic, 10 minutes. Downtown, 25 minutes.
It's pretty central.
And it's going to be it's going to be even closer to the new airport.
Al Reef Villas, 55
Very
minutes.
close to Al Reef Villas, my second favourite place in the UAE of all time. And the fact that you've bought such huge plots of land for such nominal prices. And when I bought there 11 years ago, the community was nothing to write home about. In 11 years, the trees have grown up. It's become a lot more.
But I mean, a plot of land is only worth what you can build on it, right?
Yeah.
And so you're finding this now. You're having an extension. You have to pay for extra GFA.
Thank you, Dubai Holding. Beautiful.
Thank you,
people.
Dubai Holding.
Beautiful people.
Yeah, so a piece of land. Although you can have a massive piece of land, if you can't build something, big on it, it's
you can
value.
nearly. I mean, I'm sure if you turn up with a bag, they'd probably let you build whatever you want on it if the bag was big enough, given today's current market situation. But we're building an extension. I think we've added in total about 75% of the size of our house again.
Really?
Yeah,
That
because
much?
we're adding 63, which takes us up to the 63%, which takes up to the maximum size that we're allowed to extend. But we've also had an internal extension, adding like another floor internally. Long story. You have to know the villas to understand it. So, cost us a lot of money. But when we moved there, it was 2,600 square feet. When we're done, it's going to be 4,300 square feet, roughly. Between Victory Heights and JVT, I think are probably the most underrated in terms of location. Victory Heights, amazing community. JVT, amazing location, and price is still pretty low for what you're buying where it is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with JVT that plot that you guys sit on, your garden, it's something special.
Thanks, dude. What is going on with you?
I don't know. I think I'm getting sick. I don't know why I'm being so nice to you.
You've never been this nice before.
Yeah.
3 podcasts running as well. Very strange.
So that must be 3 weeks running then.
3 months.
I've just worn the same outfit every time, which is actually true.
This jacket is starting to stink.
And then most overrated in Abu Dhabi, and we're gonna have to kind of hedge what we say here. I think the most, what I would say is probably disappointing community, that it had such high hopes for it, and hopefully it'll be able to turn around and turn into something impressive, is Masdar City. So Masdar City was going to be, most people have.
Jeez,
Masdar City was going to be the first carbon neutral city.
Yeah.
They were going to have roads underground, all this kind of stuff, and they had plots. So I mean, they redeveloped the whole thing, and they sold off plots to third-party developers. And there's only a few really been developed so far, and they're okay. They're kind of low rise apartment blocks, but I think we were all expecting something next level from Masdar City, something really really special. And what's there is fine, nothing wrong with it, decent quality, developers and an okay build, but it hasn't turned out what we kind of hoped for. which is a bit more like what Aldar's doing with Sustainable City, which is, solar panels all over the place and, electric cars and, all this kind of stuff. So hopefully Masdar City will be able to turn it around. They'll invest more and turn it into what we kind of hoped for it. But yeah, it's right now it's pretty disappointing from the vision that they had.
And it'll never go back to that vision, or you think it will? I suppose they can't. If they've sold off plots of land, it'll never be the carbon neutral city.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very. I think it's SD-DAMA 3 Pearl rated as a minimum. So
What's
it's
that?
all. You guys don't have that in Dubai. It's your sustainability rating in terms of energy conservation, like what you make your building materials out, so that
I'm sure we do.
Chilling doesn't leak out, and the windows, and recycling what you can, that kind of thing. So the highest level is 3 SD-DAMA 3 Pearl. Well, maybe there's one higher than that, but it's all very sustainably designed. But they're just kind of standard buildings at the moment. I don't know if they could turn it around and shove a bunch more money into it and kind of completely revamp it. Let's see.
Well, for me, this is okay. So there's again 2 parts. I'm obviously being a little bit greedy here, where I chose 2 locations for underrated, and I think overrated. I think any of the communities that are being built up and down the Al Ain Road right now, just for me, they just have the feeling that they're just going to be a little bit too far out. Al Barari, which is on the Al Ain Road, is still 25 minutes to DIFC, and it's still about 30 odd minutes to the airport. I think it's going to take a while for that stretch of road where there's a lot of people. Ellington are building up there, Emaar are building up there, Nikhil are all building up there. It's obviously developing a lot of interest. My feeling a little bit is that these guys have bought land that at the time seemed like it was well priced, but not really sort of taking much consideration into its location. The areas that I saw more,
there won't be commuter
beneficial
cities, because
only to DIFC and Business Bay, right? That's pretty much. You're not going to live on that end and then have to commute all the way down to the
Where do most people
marina.
work in Dubai?
Yeah, I mean,
DIFC is obviously a big one, but
KFC.
DIFC. Lots of people do work at KFC too. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously the DIFC is obviously all the finance guys. Business Bay for sure. There's a huge amount of people that work there, but I guess you got to attract the right collar worker, white collar, blue collar.
Jumeirah Lake Towers, just making up words here.
JLT, Al Barsha, Jumeirah. There's loads of places where people have businesses, but your main areas will be the Marina, JLT, DIFC, and Business Bay. But my point being is that I think it's going to take a while for those communities to really find traction and get high level.
Because 20 minutes is not.
That's Al Barari. These are then another 10, 15 minutes from Al Barari.
Okay.
Right. So, and they're a long way off finishing. So you're going to need to make sure that there's a lot more money spent in setting up businesses in DIFC and Business Bay. And another one underrated, I think, if I can, is Cheval
And
Blanc.
another one. The White Horse.
Yeah, the White Horse, Cheval Blanc.
What is that?
Plots of land being launched roughly between 4 and 4,500 dirhams a square foot for what will be the premium address in Dubai.
4 and 4,500 dirhams a square foot of GFA for land.
Not of GFA, of the actual land size.
Okay. Why do you price it like that?
I don't know, ask Maras.
Okay, all right. Cool.
Or H&H.
Bizarre, because, as we said before, the value of land is only in what you can build on it.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's still
I think underrated
nuts.
because a lot of those pieces of land have already been ring-fenced for members of the royal family.
You say that's underrated?
I think it's underrated, yeah. Because if you look at Jumeirah Bay, which is its nearest competitor, those plots of land are selling for 6,500 to 7,000 dirhams a square foot. Okay, they're realisable assets, whereas this is going to be a better brand
for land.
For land, yeah. Yeah, for land. And if you have the opportunity to buy one of these, and genuinely, and I'm saying this to one specific guy who I've been speaking to about it, and he has his appointment. If you do not buy this piece of land, you will regret it until the end of your days.
Cheval Blanc,
it is so underrated. You'll never. Someone like you and I can never go there and buy it. Never.
I mean,
there's a wait list. There's a wait list to get an appointment to see if you can buy them. That fundamentally I disagree with, but I think it's hugely underrated in terms of its price per square foot.
So developers in Dubai are still selling plots of land.
Yep.
But isn't it more
This is sea
profitable
right now.
just
There's
to build
no
it
land
on?
there. They have to reclaim all of it.
Eh?
There's not even
There's not even land there.
No, you're buying a patch of sea. If you could stick a GPS location, it would be in the sea.
How do you do a viewing? Be like that bit out there.
Helicopter. I would say boat, but that's so local. You don't. You get your GPS location. No, you get a master plan, and they'll have delineated it on the master plan, and then you'll have GPS locations for the corners of the plot, so you know exactly where it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay. So in Abu Dhabi, when the market was still struggling, like 2017, 18, 19, the developers, by developers I mean really only Eldar, sold plots of land.
Yeah.
Because there was an appetite for that, and so they get the cash flow going and stuff like that. Because there wasn't really an appetite for villas. But now, because the market's going well, all of those plots of land that they did have for sale, they didn't flog. They're like, well, we're going to build on them.
Yeah.
So because you get better margins if you build on the land,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
So why aren't these developers building them on themselves
What do you mean?
to make more money?
Which developers?
Cheval Blanc, Bulgari, all these people. Why aren't they just building like their own villas there? And flogging the villas.
Bulgari have, to a degree. I mean, they're a brand. Cheval Blanc is a brand. They're not going to build anything. They're going to basically lease you their brand. Cheval Blanc is a hotel, yeah. Spa hotel thing. Okay. And same as Bulgari, right? Same deal. It's a brand. So they then lease you their brand for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. But they're not a contractor. They're not going to go out and build it. Their LVMH is, I think, Bulgari as well, but Cheval Blanc. So Bernard Arnault, Louis Vuitton, Hermès.
Right, so they probably don't own it. They've given the developer the brand.
Yeah.
So the developer would be Imar or Nakil.
H&H, I believe, is Cheval Blanc. I think. Still a bit hazy on the details.
Okay, so so that developer has the land, but they're like, doesn't have the seat yet, but the developer has the land, and they're saying, okay, instead of building the villas ourselves and having them branded, we're just going to sell the plots and have the plots as branded.
No, so the developer will take a brand and pay the brand a certain amount of money to have that brand sit on top of their community.
Yeah, no, that I understand. What I'm confused about, or not confused, just
Go on, you
asking.
can admit it. We all get confused sometimes, Benji.
Where am I? Is just that developers can make a lot more money building themselves. But I suppose if it's very high-end stuff, plots, they want to build their own villas anyway. So you can get maybe more money as opposed to building something you'd have to sell it cheaper.
Yeah, so, okay, you've got an EMAR building or an EMAR villa is worth X amount. An EMAR villa with the address, a logo, address details attached to it.
I'm sorry, I'm not
not
explaining
understanding
myself.
you.
Yeah, I don't care about the branding. Let's just say there's no branding.
Okay.
They've just got these plots of land.
Yeah.
So in Abu Dhabi now, they're going, we've got these plots of land, we're going to build on them because we make more money.
Yeah.
But in Dubai, people are still selling just the plot of land and build your own villa.
Yeah.
Is that happening a lot? Or just the very high-end stuff?
Yes. No. So you have individuals who've land banked over the course of God knows how.
No, but I mean developers now. Are they
Developers
selling?
aren't selling pieces of land. Developers are trying to buy land from individuals who don't want to develop. Right? So you have individuals now in Dubai who own land, and a developer will come in and do a JV and go, okay, well, your land's worth this, construction's worth this is our profit share. But, there's a lot of guys who have no intention, have bought land with no intention of developing it. Buy it, sit on it, watch it go up. Costs you nothing, you're not maintaining it, and then you just scoop up your profit at the end of it.
Right, but no developers are selling land. So for example, Emirates Hills obviously was sold all as land plots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
that's not
developers.
happening now.
So I'm looking for land for clients of mine at the moment. Not my forte, but they've asked me to help.
Field, get me a field.
And and no one's selling, and anyone that is selling has basically priced their land so high that if you were to buy and build and sell now, you'd probably just about break even. They're saying, yeah, you buy, you build now, but in the future, when the house prices have gone up, you'll make your money back. Okay, but we then have to sell in 2 years' time when the market's gone up. Like, how does that work? a lot of sellers haven't really considered that. And they're just hoping maybe someone just comes in and goes, oh, fine, I'll just buy land to land bank. I don't know. But
Interesting.
it's very, 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 very,
Still got
very
land in Abu
hard
Dhabi if you're a
to
developer.
buy land to make money out of it now. Very hard. Prices, you get billions of dirhams for plots of land.
Okay. Shame. All right. Any other over and underrated locations?
No, I've done 5.
You have. You've been a bit greedy.
What have you done?
I did
What
2.
have you brought to the table, Crompton?
I did 2. I also did
You can have a free one. Give us a free one.
an Instagram post the other day.
Oh, if anybody have seen Ben's Instagram post, step away from your screen.
That was just the first one.
He's very close.
That was just the first one. I was practicing. Sadia Beach Residences. There's a new building for sale. It, along with Al Reef, actually is one of the very few places that hasn't gone up in price. And it's on Saadiyat. And it's a nice community. It's a tiny bit old. I think probably 10 years old now, maybe 12. But it's a nice community near schools that I think is going to go up in value for sure.
Cool.
That's my
Is that
little
a
tip.
secret Ben pitch?
No, it's not. It's not with me. But you can buy it through us, obviously. But through another developer.
Thank you for that. I would like to try something out, and I don't know whether they're going to edit this into the front or the back, but I have been watching YouTube channels now. Helps me get to sleep. Long story, but the whole like and subscribe thing. There's traction in it because I've started liking. I've subscribed to the guys that I want to listen to anyway, but I've started liking it when they remind you. I'm like, oh shit, I need to like that. So
why do you like it?
Try it.
What's the point?
Well, that's the thing, right? I like it before they've even started. They're like, oh, just don't forget to like and subscribe. I haven't even listened to it yet. I don't know if I like it, but I've liked it anyway.
But
so
what's the point of liking it?
It spreads our algorithm.
Oh, like it's useful for us. I'm just saying about.
It's useful for our channel to reach more folks.
I see.
And now I'm monetized, so makes me some money.
Way you're monetized.
Do you know how much money have I made through YouTube so far? Have a guess.
3 fills.
Very close. It's a multiple of 3. $30.
$30? That's half decent.
Yeah, well,
Yes, I'm surprised. Well, who is monetized? Blimey, who is paying you for this
one's paying
rubbish?
to watch this. It's adverts that get played.
Yeah, I know how it works. Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry about it. I'll split it with
don't forget to
50-50.
smash the like button and
We're not
subscribe.
smashing like buttons.
Smash it.
No,
It doesn't work if you just touch
smash it. It doesn't count if you smash it. Just single
The
figure.
harder you push it, the more likes it
More
makes.
money I get.
Like a slot machine.
Listen,
Bing,
guys,
bing,
I've
bing,
been
bing.
Barney from Dubai.
Ben from Abu Dhabi.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.